guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So we got my SLK32 out here. Now, is it the world's fastest SLK yet? No. Unfortunately, so recently we went to the track, as you saw it. We did 11.0 on our first hit with like not launching hard, rolling into it, right off the highway, a lot of heat soak, and I spun a little bit, and then throughout the day, it cooled down a little bit. I spun more. I was having traction issues left and right. So I know that the car's capable of doing a 10-second quarter-mile pass because that one where I went 11.0, I was feathering it and I spun a little bit. So we now have a chassis issue, I think, not a performance issue or not a power issue, because we also took it to the dyno, and the dyno you saw we were over 400, about 450 foot-pounds of torque. So now we have a couple issues with this traction issue. So I made a video about how to make prep. I don't even know if I put it out yet, but when you actually look at my slow motion footage, you see my like rear end going doo-doo, bounce and then come back up. So 100% there's something wrong with my suspension, the settings wise. And also what I noticed, I started to change it, but it's still not good. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So if you can even tell with the car, right now, the front is higher up than the rear by right around 3/4 of an inch. So the car is kind of raked like this. So I think my problem is when I launch it, it's going down and then bouncing right back up. So we're going to try to do the complete opposite of that. I don't know if it's going to work, but I need to try something. Now for my tires, these are NT55R Nittos. They're 2 years old. They still got tread on them, but they're not the best tires. And I have a 15-inch by 8.5-inch rear rim. So I don't really want to go any wider or get any bigger rim, just because if you can see, I'm already like perfectly flush with it. So my idea is to lift up the rear a little bit and then lift up the front a lot, because I think what's also happening is I think with the travel of it going down, either two things: it's bottoming at the shock and bouncing right back up, or it's basically not transferring weight properly. So we'll lift the whole car up, but that a lot more than the back. So let's pull it into the garage and start lifting. All right, so we got the SLK all ready to go up on the lift. So I already measured it up and did a few adjustments earlier in the week, but today we're going to do some extreme adjustments. Let me pull out what I already got up here. So we started off at 25.5 up front, height-wise, and the rear was 26. So all I really did was like touch a little bit, but today we're going to go so extreme on it. So I'm going to show you what the measurements are before, and then after I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we're going to go out to my teeny little hit area and do a quick little hit with a slow motion camera, and we're going to try to look at all the data. Okay, so you see right here is a 3/16 little locking. So you got to get that out. So you're just going to get your 3/16. I use a ball and then a ratchet, if I could get it actually in the hole. And then get this ring loose, and then this whole assembly will come loose. All right, now you got that loose. If you don't got your suspension too high or too low or anything weird, you should be able to do this by hand. And you're going to just be moving the ring. See how the ring now moves? Everything's pretty free. So what we're going to be doing is dropping the ring down. So bringing this coupler to the right to make the actually a higher perch for it. And we're going to mark it really quick with some sort of marking apparatus. Well, actually, I know how many turns, just because I want to make it equal. So I know this is starting right over here. We're going to do about 5 turns. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Make sure you hold the top. 1, we'll try to get 5. 2, let's see what we can do with our hand. 3, 4, 5. Also, what I'm going to do right now to make it easier next time, we're just going to coat this stuff with some penetrating oil, just some sort of lubricant right now, just so it can slide in and off next time. I'm not going to lock this in right now because I want to adjust it. So that was 5. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side and lower it. Okay, look what I just found on the tire. I didn't even notice it, but if you look right here, I'm rubbing hardcore. So that means that's why I was bouncing. This back end is slamming into the tire. So it must be hitting up here. So maybe I'll try to roll this a little bit. But yeah, I definitely going to raise this car up because I'm rubbing right there. So that might be my issue of like when I'm dropping back and it's bouncing. So definitely a good thing we're gonna lift this bad girl up. Look at all my stuff over there. Clean that up too. So pull us off to the same thing. All right, next we're up on the front shocks, or the front adjustment height assembly area-ish. Get on there, light. So these are going to be so much easier to adjust. I'm going to show you why. So if you can see, right, let's get that angle. Come on, move over, light. Right there, right there. You see that nut? That is a 17 mil nut that's attached up here. So you just come over, you grab a 17 socket on a gun. Position it the most. Okay. You see it right there? And then all you do is go, we're going to go 3, 4 turns up. Oop, I'm losing it off. So that was about 3.5 there. I think we're almost maxing it out. Yeah. We're maxing it out. So we'll do it to the same side. Okay, as you can see, the front on this setup is so much easier to adjust. It takes you literally seconds. So, if you guys don't really know what my whole setup is for suspension-wise, it's a ground control, kind of like, what would you say, spring perch setup with Edelbrock. Wait, not the Edelbrock, what are they called? What's that spring company called with E? I forget what it's called, but I'll put a link down below. There's springs on there, and then some Kong shocks, or Konans, like K-O-N-I. But the shocks I'm using are not for this car. They're for a SLK32. Now, the ones for this car are a lot newer and a lot better. I will get them. They actually allow you to adjust from the top. These do not allow adjustment from the top. It's like a 1 or 2. So these suck to adjust. So we're hoping with that height difference of what I just did, which was 3 revolutions up front tightening and 5 in the rear, we're going to see how that goes, because I might have to lower the rear down a little bit more because I don't want it to keep braking. But we're going to see what it is, because I'm hoping that 3 turns here is more than 5 over there. Vice versa, blah, blah. But we're going to see everything. So I'm going to lower the car down, let it settle, and see what it looks like. Okay, you can see how much effing higher the rear is now. So this one is, remember the goal of this, we wanted to lift the whole car up, but we want the front to be higher than the rear. So this is pretty effing high right now. So we are at right under 27. So that is almost an inch higher we went in the rear. So I think I might put it back up and lower it a little bit, but we're going to go check the front now. Okay, now we're at the front. Remember, the suspension has not traveled. It hasn't been jousted. It hasn't been any of that stuff. We're just going from ground to ground, and then I'm going to shake the crap out of it. They should level evenly, I hope. So, yeah, this is like maybe a 1/4 of an inch taller than the rear, but I want it to be even higher up because the car is going to settle a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is lowering the rear a little bit. We're going to go a turn up, back down. We're going to go turn back down on the rear, and then we're going to let it drop and then shake the crap out of it. Alright, now that we got it set, like, adjust a little bit more, we're going to hop on the rear, shake it all up, and make it settle. Not bad. Okay, so we got it all leveled out how I want it. So right now, if you could tell on camera, it is 1 inch higher over there and lower over there. I'm not going to give the exact specs because if this works, I want everyone to have my whole thing. But from the car before being like this, now the car is going to be like this. So hopefully it'll transfer weight better. So we're going to do a quick little test run on my little like area over here. I'm going to try to set up a camera so I can kind of see like maybe the weight transfers a little bit better. We're just going to kind of like just roll into it and just see if the rear end sinks, if it hits. But now it definitely should not be hitting over here and bottoming out anymore. You have plenty of fingering space over there. So we'll just do a quick little rip, and then do a small little, not launching, not nothing, just like roll into it and just see weight transfer. That's all we really want to see. So we're going to look over the data. Yeah, I knew I was going to spin because there's just like dirt everywhere over here. But like the tire tracks, they look pretty effing even. So that's good, but I'm going to look over the footage and see how the body transferred and go from there. But now I'll just let my little girl sit. Okay, so the SLK is doing so much better now. You could actually see that it's transferring the body weight a lot better. It's not so much slamming on the rear fender and all that stuff, so I'm super happy with it. Now, the other thing I'm kind of debating why I'm also getting a little bit bad traction, my tires. My tires are NT55R Nittos, which aren't bad. They're drag radials. They're about 2.5, 3 years effing old, so I think they kind of met their date. So, we are going to be upgrading tires soon. I'm looking around for a couple things. Someone throw suggestions down, either like some Mickey Thompsons, or just get brand new Nittos again. So, one thing I do not want to do, I do not want to drive a tire that is complete slick on the road. Because if anyone knows, with this bad girl, I drive it to the racetrack and I drive it home. This is not like a trailer queen or nothing like that. Like, whatever tire I put on this is what the tire I'm going to be driving to work with, driving home with, driving to track with, racing in Mexico, doing everything. So I need something, mainly my only really kind of concern is that, because we don't got snow here, I just need something that's good in, not winter, in, how do I say this, wet weather. So kind of the rain, but not like a rainstorm, I'm not going to drive it, but I don't want to be driving, and if I do catch in a little bit of a rain, I'm going to spin out, or if like the sprinklers are going off, I'm going to be in trouble. So something like that. Now I'm not going to be driving it during a hurricane, because I have my ML off-road SUV over there, it's all lifted, so that's what I usually drive with bad weather. But I just need something for like a just in case I run into some weather. So throw your suggestions down below, but hopefully you guys like this video. Throw a comment down, and yeah, granted I was kind of gone for a little bit, but I am going to be back. We're going to be doing a lot more videos on the SLK32. We're going to be doing more videos on the SL55. We got a lot coming, and my E55 will be coming back soon to go into the drag strip. That one just was kind of put on hold for a little bit because I wanted to get this back early into the 10. So I'll catch you guys later, and hopefully you enjoy.